Hey everybody, this is Finalizing and welcome to another Minecraft video on the Throwcraft server. Firstly, I just want to thank everybody who's left me feedback on the mansion project so far. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. What I want to do today, I've been out and about locally trying to find a village, and in fairness I've found a couple of villages. I'm going to try and show you on the map, and I'm hopefully going to try and show you without getting blown up by anything, having a quick scoot round. So if I look at the map, that's me bang in the centre there. There we are. That's Thrill's mansion. Initially, I was going to go to that mansion, but I thought, well, there's no way through. Sorry, that village. But I thought there's no way through for me to get a villager through. So I started having to fly around. And while I was flying around, I came across that. Another witch hut, which is really close. Which I thought was fantastic. And then I also came across that village down there, and unfortunately there's a blockage just there. So what I'm going to do, I think I'll have a wander over here to see how big that is. I mean, they're trees, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. It's not a lot. I might be able to dig through that so I can get a villager in a boat here and get him straight into the mansion. Into the back of the mansion over here. So that's what I'm going to do. If I highlight that, I'm going to make my way over there with a spade and see if we can dig through the ground. Oh, it's here. Oh, crikey, it's a darn sight closer than I thought it was. Look at that. Okay, so let me get my shovel out. Best way to go through would be the quickest way, I guess, wouldn't it? I'm doing this without all of my armour on. Fantastic. Have I got a boat on me? I've got a boat as well. Right, how far down here is this village then? See if we can go and bag ourselves a villager. Oh, blacksmith. Come on, one of you. Get in. Thank you. You'll do nicely. This is where I glitch him into a wall. Well, I don't want to speak too soon, but this has been relatively straightforward. Mind you, I haven't got him back in the mansion yet, have I? Look at that. We've got a little place here. We might even be able to dig a hole and get him straight into the mansion. If I can do it before we all die. Let's get him in. Come on then, fella. Are you going to get... You're not going to get under there, are you? Can I push you in, you reckon? You're not going to be able to push you in without you running off? Go on, get in there. Get in there and enjoy yourself. Fabulous. Let's just stick this over there. So he can't get out. Well, this is your room for the time being, mate. I'm off to get one of your buddies. Right, so that was straightforward enough. I'm going to go and grab another one. And I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, so there we go. We've got both of the guys in here. So now I need to sort out where I'm going to be putting the breeder. Because what I need to do is breed myself up a few farmers. Now we've got the Now we've got the animal farm 75% working. We've nearly got enough chickens. I'm going to need crops. I'm going to need wheat. I'm going to need carrots. And what I want to do is turn this area here, this floor and that floor, into a wheat farm, and then a potato farm, and then a carrot farm. And because there are going to be 3 levels and we've only got 2 floors, what I'm planning to do is adapt this somehow. So you'll walk down the corridor here, and if you go on the right hand side, you just carry on straight. But on the left hand side over here, you're going to go down some steps and it'll bring you onto the same level as the middle farm. Yeah, and then I'll have some steps. Yeah, I can take these out and I can have this side going straight over, and then you can go down some steps and over to the left to see the middle farm, and then you can go straight up some steps here to get to see the top farm. I am dead excited about it. So what I want to do now is to start ripping this out. I'm going to rip the floor out here. I need to get some rails down, and then I need to get some dirt over the top of it. So do I do that now, or do I set up my breeder now? I suppose I ought to set up my breeder now, so I've started to get some babies. I've set up my breeder now. I'm going to put my breeder at the top so I can dig a hole through the ceiling in order for the doors to have skylight access. Yeah, fellas, you're going upstairs. Honeymoon suite. Aren't you the lucky ones? Right, I'll set up the breeder. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've decided to build the breeder over there. You might remember that this was the hidden room that just had a load of wood in it. And it seems like a decent place to put the breeder, so I'm going to put it there. But what I need to do, I don't think I'm going to have enough room above it, so I've built this a lot lower down. Normally I'd have that a few blocks further up. That's where the breeding pair are going to be standing. Normally I'd have it a few blocks further up, and then I'd have the key villager above that, and then above that I'd have the doors. But we don't have a great deal of room above. That's not the ceiling, is it? That's the roof. That's the roof. So if I rip that out, 1, 2, 3, that'll give us an extra three blocks above, and hopefully that'll be enough for us to get the doors in. But because I've had to put it so low down, basically on the floor, when the babies are born, obviously they're going to be pushed out of here by the parents into the water. Normally I'd use panes of glass in there to hold the water back, but if I do that, there's a chance that the babies are going to collide with the hitboxes of the panes of glass. So I've decided, because of what we learnt downstairs with the animal farms, I decided to use fence gates instead. Now this will work in 1.13, don't worry about that. Oh, that's better. OCD, got to have them pointing the same way. This will work in 1.13 because the water mechanics don't affect source blocks when you're not putting them directly on top of fence posts or panes or something. If they work the same as they do at the moment is what I'm trying to say, when you're using them like this. So that's got to go like that, and then the panes of glass are obviously going to go around it like the normal villager breeder. I'll put a link to the villager breeder on screen up in the top right hand corner for those of you that want to build it. Now the babies, the adults are going to go into there, and I'm going to force that block over with a piston to block them in. But as you can see, I'm rapidly running out of space. So if I just... have I got any dirt? Yeah. If I just get up there now and rip this out, then I'm going to be able to... able to make myself a bit of room. Oh, that's handy. Oh, hang on. All I need now is... there's a bad guy up there. Bad guy, and I've got no... Bad guys, bad guys. Go eat. Hello, fella. Anybody else up there? Oh, spider. Hello, mate. Anybody else up there? Wow. No? Oh, there's another chest up there. Why would you look at that? Fabulous. I found myself another secret little room. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And some beetroot seeds. They'll come in very handy. Very cool. Loving it. Right, I'm going to rip this out to make myself a little bit more room. And then finish off building the breeder. And then we'll just have a quick look at it before we get the guys upstairs. Okay, so I've got the main bulk of it built now. I couldn't actually get the doors inside, which is a shame. I'd have liked them inside. They've had to go on the roof, which is not great. However, I'm probably going to make a window at the front of it and a slanted sort of a tapered roof over to the back of it to make it look like it's part of the roof, but I'll do that later. You know, it's probably going to be like a big triangle kind of thing. I've got an idea anyway, but it's in and ready to go. All I need now are the villagers. Now I've only got 2, and you might be thinking, oh, Frills, you need 3 for a infinite villager breeder. Well, you'd be right. However, you can start them with only 2. So I mean, first of all, I need to get the 2 upstairs, and I'm going to do that using a water elevator. Look at that, we've got spectators and everything. So if I get some, I've got my ice, I've got some ice, I've got some buckets, I've got some of those. I'm hoping that this corner here will lead me down to... Oh, and it does. Brilliant. These 2 fellas. So what I'm going to do now is make a water person elevator up there. You know the one I mean. It's a bog standard design. I'm not even going to make it look very nice because it won't be there very long. So I'll make one of those up here. Okay, so the water's in. And I've put an air space just there. Hopefully that should get them all the way up to the top. It will do. I can't see why it won't do. Getting them out at the top though. Should I put one more in? Yeah, I probably do. Yeah, I'll do that. I really want them to go through this door. So maybe I'll just put a water chute just going straight through this door. Oh, well, this door that I've just made. And then through there. Do you think they'll run off? See, the problem is I don't want them to run off, but I don't want to treat them like children. Although I'm probably going to have to. I don't want to treat you like children, but I'm going to. Right, that'll get them into this room. Brilliant. 1, 2. Perfect amundo. Right, let's go and grab those bad boys then. Now, I can't quite understand why one of them decided he wanted to take a bath. Oh, he's got out of the bath now. That's good. Yeah, there'd be enough of that. There'd be time for that upstairs when you get upstairs. Come on. Villager pushing. Feel like an Eskimo. Nose rubbing. Alright, go on then, fella. Let's be having you. I probably didn't even need that air gap, did I? You guys can hold your breath for ages. Yeah, off and running. Now, I can't use that farmer, even though he's a farmer. I don't know whether he's a farmer or the other two, whatever. But I can't use him in my farm anyway because he... Ooh, that's interesting. It's a good job I blocked that off, isn't it? Wow. Bit of a problem if I got a baby coming through, though. Better get you upstairs quick, fella. You're not safe down here. Yeah, I can't use the farmer that I've got because he's been planting crops in his village. So he's got stuff in his inventory already, and I need farmers that don't have anything in their inventory. Which is why I can't use those guys, in case you were wondering. The geezer's already in the room. He's ready. He's waiting for you. Him waiting. There he is. Look, he's in there already. Right, in order to get these bad boys breeding, we need to have 9 doors. 9 valid doors. And to make them valid, all I'm going to do is stick them next to a wall. So I need 9 doors to start with. Crikey, that was hard work, wasn't it? Right, 9 doors, and yeah, 9 doors, and then I'm hoping that they've fed enough in the village, so I don't have to start feeding them again. And we'll stick 2 here just temporarily. Right, I'm hoping you're fed because I don't have anything to feed you. Come on, get over there. Get over there. Put some Barry White music on. No, absolute schoolboy error. I can't believe that. I've been stood here for about 10 minutes and I've just suddenly realised that that's not an outside wall. Oh, for the love of Pete. I can't believe that. Frills. No wonder they're not having babies. Two, three, four, five. See, that's an outside wall. Oh, you dag nabbit. Right. Okay. Now we should be cooking on gas. Can't believe I did that. You'd think by now I'd realise, wouldn't you? Hey ho. Brilliant, there you go. You put your doors in the right place and within 25 seconds we've had a baby, and I was sat here for 10 minutes. I can't believe that. Anyway. Right, now I need to get one of those guys. It's probably going to be the one of the adults. I need to get him on top of that block where the sticky piston is. So I think I'll do that using just some stairs. I'll just push him up some stairs. How hard are they going to make this, do you think? Come on then, Mr. Butcher, let's see if we can get you up there. Really, I should start doing it with water, shouldn't I? I'll get you over there quicker with water. Yeah, let me go and grab some water. It's always easier to move villagers about with water. Don't know how stupid these guys are, so I don't know whether they'll fall off the edge if I don't push them in a straight line. Good fella. Oh, that was excellent. That was so easy, actually. A lot easier than I thought you were going to be. Thank you for that. To get rid of these doors, otherwise they're going to mess everything up. Oh yeah, you want to get in for the villagers, don't you? Well, you ain't going to. Right, last job now then is to get these over to inside there, and I'll do that using the same mechanic, using the stairs. So that worked a treat, if I don't say so myself. We should have thought about that before I took them down. Actually, made myself look like an idiot. Ah. Got to wait for you to grow up first though, haven't I, fella, before I push you in. Otherwise you're going to fall straight back out again. Champion, right, I've just got to wait for this little fella to grow up. And then we'll get you in. We'll get you in there, mate. You'll be in there with him. Well, that's an absolute stroke of luck, that is. The little fella ran up the steps all by himself and ran over there. So I've blocked him in there. Because with him being a baby, he's got every chance of running off the edge. If he was growing up, he wouldn't. But babies tend to run off the edges of things. So he's done all the hard work for me. So we'll get rid of this, and then, as I say, all I've got to do now is wait for him to grow up. I've taken this down. I've taken it down, and I've still got to get back up there again. Idiot. Got to get back up here again to push him in. So maybe I'll leave that up there. Oh, I've got to stop thinking. It's bad for me. Right, I'll see you back here when he's grown up. Brilliant. So 20 minutes and a cup of tea later, and this guy is ready to join his mate in there, in the pit of despair. I mean, in the breeding pen. Okay. Fabulous. I'm going to need that glass, aren't I? You know I'm going to need that glass. I don't know why. Why'd you break it, Froze? Why? Why? What did it do to you? Right, get rid of that, get rid of that. I need... I don't need that up there. Now we need to get out a bit of redstone. Do a bit of housework. We need to push in... We need to push in that block of glass over the top of those guys. If I do it from the side as well, that might make it a little bit easier for me. So, is that in the right place? No! That there? Oh no, I can't. Oh, come on! Right, that's better. That there. That there. Right place? Double check. Check 3 times, do it once. Excellent. Now I need to get them so they're in opposite corners to each other. At the moment you can see they're not. They're sort of bunched on this side, and I really need them to be in opposite corners. Ideally I'd lob a snowball at them, but seeing as I don't have a snowball, just give them a little tap like that. And that's perfect. Now they're in exactly the right position. So do I leave that ladder there? Or do I... Oh, I'll worry about that later. So now all I need to do is feed them with the last load of carrots I've got. Brilliant. Now, I know a lot of you have seen this design before. I've been using it forever. I've got half a dozen tutorials out for it. But if you haven't, if you're new to the channel, welcome along. And I'll just explain it to you. Those 2 guys there are the breeding pair. And the reason for having the glass over the top of them is so when they throw food about, and invariably they'll throw food about, when they have a baby and the baby falls out at the bottom or go into the water chute, they'll try and feed him. But because that bit of glass is there, all the food is going to land on top of that glass. So the baby down the bottom will never get fed. And that's key, because if the baby down the bottom got fed, he'd have food in his inventory, which means I wouldn't be able to use him in the farms if he was a farmer. So it's vitally important that those guys don't feed the baby, which is why, as I say, that bit of glass is there. And also, if you're putting the villagers into a villager trading hall where they're side by side, if you put two villagers in that have been fed and they're near some valley doors, you're going to have babies running around in your trading hall, and it'll be an absolute nightmare. So now what I need to do is put some rails down here, and hopefully we'll have some babies soon, and then we can shift them over to a baby area, which is probably going to be directly above where my farms are going to be. Look at that, they're already in the mood. We'll let them have one baby just so we can see it working, and then I'll whiz up there and turn it off, because I don't want them to have loads, because otherwise we're just going to have loads of babies running about, or loads of adults. And I want to make sure it works as well, because I've never built one this low down before. There's no reason why it shouldn't, but I just want to make sure before we go at this, you know, all guns blazing, so to speak. Brilliant, he popped straight out, which is fantastic. So all I need to do now is get some rails put there, and then decide. And he's a farmer. I've just realised there's a little farmer. That couldn't be any better. Right, let me get up there and turn this off. So now within 60 seconds, because of how this works, within 60 seconds, that guy won't register the doors on the top, because he's now out of range, which means they won't have any more babies. And he came straight out. That was perfect. That couldn't have worked any better. Would you look at the time? I cannot believe how quickly that's come around. Right, in the next episode then, I guess we'll start building the farms, the 3-level farm in the middle of the mansion. But I'm going to have to call it a day for today, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. It's been brilliant having you along. If you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Fully Off, and I'm out of here.